Yes, as I walk through the uncanny valley of death, you shall fear no evil, for I am that evil.
This week we're talking about Brotherhood of the Wolf, Le Pacte des Loups, from 2001, directed by Christophe Gans, starring... Who we got in this? We got Mark Dacascos, we got Vincent Cassel, Monica Bellucci. We got a guy whose name is close to Jeremy Renner, Jeremy Renner.
I looked at it, I was like, the fuck, Jeremy Renner's in this, and they benched him.
French Jeremy Renner, yeah.
We have Amelie. God, how the fuck do you say that? The Queen. It's definitely not the Queen. No, she is a queen.
Amélie Decan.
Dequanet?
One of those will be correct. And then
like
Samuel Le Bihan.
Like, why can't... Okay, like, I get French people, they need their fancy names. Vincent Cassel, it's easy enough. What's with all these little...
Yeah, that's a cool name.
You don't need all this fancy stuff. Oh, wait, I just spilt my rum. Oh, no. This is a bad start.
No, it's an amazing start. This is perfect. I was trying to Google Brotherhood of the Wolf. I Googled broth.
The broth of the wolf. The famous Heinz soup. I've got to imagine wolf soup probably tastes pretty good. It's just like a ham and pork, I'd imagine.
It's got to be stringy. That's got to be a really stringy, like, tough, muscly meat.
Yeah, but that's why you boil it in the broth. So you get
that's
like a
true. It'll
broth.
Come apart really easily.
So you can boil bones to make a good broth. So I doubt the viscosity of the meat matters too much.
Yeah.
That would be metal as fuck. We'll see if someone went, hey, yo, I made some soup. Do you want to check on it for me? And it was like a wolf skull on the inside.
If you read, yeah.
I'd also be
terrified. That'd be kind of scary as hell, but I'd try it.
See if he said, like, without warning, can you check a soup? I opened it to just what looked like a family pet's decapitated skull.
Oh no, I would scream, actually, yeah, if you put it like that.
So you would just think it's a husky, surely? You'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, definitely. Because I wouldn't be thinking it's just a wolf. Some sort of wild animal.
Would you ever try dog meat, Chris? Say you went to China.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
See, I'm interested in trying it, and I would like to go to the dog eating festival, but I don't like the fact that they cook some of them alive there. I don't think I could take that.
Oh, no, never mind then. I'm curious about it, but no, that's horrible. I don't want that.
Like, you serve it up in like a sandwich sub. I'm giving it a go.
That sounds pretty
I'm not
good.
taking it like...
I love a sandwich sub.
I'm trying to think, who would... Okay, if you're going to eat a dog, what's the best dog to eat? Because I feel like they're all either skin or muscle. There's no like kind of meaty boys. Even like a pug is just kind of fat.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Too wobbly.
I was thinking of St. Bernards.
There's so much skin.
Yeah, that seems disgusting. It seems like they would have some good meat on there, but no, they are just really wobbly. They're kind of like old men.
If you fried it up, it would be like a graham cracker chewing into it.
Stop. Disgusting.
I like how the Stevie it's so fast from the movie. Anyway,
yeah,
Christophe Gans. First things first, would you even consider this a horror movie?
Only technically. Not really.
It's like,
I wouldn't recommend this to somebody looking for a horror movie.
No, it's weird, but it's like it's in a weird position where if someone said to you this wasn't a horror movie, you would tell them they're wrong. But if someone said to you this was a horror movie, you also would not agree.
Yeah,
it's like
kinda.
It's a strange genre fusion. Because like, what would you? Because you can't call this a period piece because it's not at all accurate. You couldn't call it horror because there's like just as much romance and political drama. But you couldn't call it political drama because I would say none of that's fleshed out well enough for it to be taken as its
Period
own.
epic, I think is the best way to put it.
It's like almost like a fantasy, but
Yeah,
not really.
that's the thing. It's trying to be like an epic story told, especially the way it ends, sort of told over a span of time with a certain framing. I think some sort of epic or, like narrative structure being applied to the genre makes sense.
But okay, now we said this, Chris. You've already let me know. You like this movie, yes?
I do, yeah. I let you know that about halfway through, so I have more complex thoughts at this point, I would say. But I still liked it.
Woo! Oh, so you think the first half is stronger than the second half?
Not entirely, but in parts. Yeah. And then there's parts I really liked about the second half, but then one or two elements I was annoyed by that really sunk it for me. Not sunk it, but I wish they had followed through a little bit more on.
Oh, because Christoph himself on the director's commentary goes, yeah, I really like the first half. I think the first half is a lot better. I think I kind of lost control in the second half.
Interesting. Yeah, the
Which is
first half
funny.
feels more consistent to me. Definitely.
Definitely more tonally consistent, I would say. But I
Yeah.
feel like, but I feel like in the first half when you're getting little sprinkles throughout of the weird horror elements or the mixed martial arts or the strange secret brothel cult, I feel like it's supposed to be like leading. Is it because this isn't Christoph's script? But in what way would you read the second half of this movie and not go, how the fuck am I meant to follow up in the first half of this?
True. Yeah. I think he does a good job, and I think it's clear he was still building up to something crazy happening in the third act, because it's not so tonally inconsistent that it doesn't work. It does build into what happens in the third act, or the end of the second half of the movie. But I do feel like the build up is more tonally consistent, and it's a little more, you get little glimpses of the martial arts. And then in the second half it is just big fights, which is fun, but it's also less built-in character and storytelling, and it's just to showcase the fighting.
Okay. Well, that being said, we need to remember this is a Christoph Gans film. And when I first watched this a week ago, you did get a message on me going, I cannot believe that Christoph Gans made this movie. Chris, how the
What
fuck
did you mean by
Christoph...
that? I wanted to ask you.
Because this is like the period pieces were like specifically like, say we take like the dinner table scene where it's just them like musing on like the differences between these aristocrats and these hunters that have came off from foreign lands, and this is so beautifully like shot and naturally acted with like phenomenal writing and set designs, and but it feels like almost like Titanic in like a way. It's like
It's great.
this is
Yeah.
not the Christoph Gans I know that made Silent Hill 1 and 3.
Well, that's the thing, is there are things we praised about that. There are things in this that I can see translated into that in very, very tiny ways. But
Yeah,
this is fantastic, and I sell it to people who don't watch movies, or the couple people I've talked to about it. I've sold it as a period piece because they're not going to be clocking all the period accurate stuff, and it's close enough because it's all set in and it has costumes and set design.
yeah, but I mean, like, you take a movie like this, and then you take, granted, he made Beauty and the Beast, which I think was after this, and you see it in the director's commentary, he talks so much about his love for like a 1940s version of Beauty and the Beast. So it was kind of like a natural evolution for him. But I mean, if you look at a movie like Return to Silent Hill, that is just a failure in every sense of the word. Nothing is good about that film in any sense. There's no redeeming element. And then he pulls off shit like this. And it's like, what's happened to him in the last 25 years? Like, I get, you get things like studio interference. I understand that. But come on, the vast quality difference between
Yeah.
some of the scenes in this and the stilted acting, bad wigs, bad set design, terrible shots, to be fair, I will say the plot in this at the halfway point, I've seen this twice. I have no idea what the fuck is going on in the second half. The
It's
plot does
just
kind of.
cult needs to be stopped.
The funny thing is, the halfway point is where there's like this movie's based on like a legend called the Beast of some French word, and he says from here on out, this is where it's like my take, and it's like okay, so this is this is where it falls apart.
Where it stops making sense. That's funny.
But Chris, did you know this was an inspiration for Bloodborne?
No.
But now that you know that, you
Interesting.
can see it. You can see it from the costume design, can't you?
Yeah, and the use of like guns every so often. The way that Vincent Cassell uses his one-handed gun feels kind of Bloodborne.
Okay, so we get. We're not going to go scene by scene in this, but Chris, the opening scene, both incredible and comically stupid. Because we get, he said, okay, this was his version of Jaws. He was like, we're going to do the Jaws opening, but it's going to be a big, beautiful hill vista, and it's going to be during the day. And then there's what can only be described as crackhead editing through the entire sequence.
Yeah, because it's during the day, they think they have to cut it to ribbons to make you feel claustrophobic.
But I feel, would you not say that's like an issue throughout this entire movie? Like almost every scene has an editing choice that is just like baffling that someone would come up with it.
I think through the drama scenes, no, I didn't really notice it, but it affects the horror element of this movie, incalculably. A
That's
lot of the
insane
horror
that you would say
scenes.
that. I cannot, Chris, there is possibly the wildest crossfade shot ever put to cinema history in this movie. And you're like, oh, the drama scenes editing doesn't have. What about okay? We'll go from the beginning if we're moving onward. The hunters. We'll talk about the martial arts in a sec. When they get to the castle, okay, and our main boy goes to sleep on the chair, and then it does like this little wiggly zoom out to Manny's face as he's alerted by something at the window, and it's like what it feels like a TV movie. Like this is someone's first editing job, and they're having fun with the tools.
I guess so. I don't know. It doesn't strike me as particularly egregious. It feels like it fits in the tone of it. You know, there's a shot right at the end where the camera, a character opens a window, the camera flies out the window and then flies back in, and time has shifted. You know, there's a lot of somewhat hokey stuff that I feel like fits with the tone of the movie.
See, I could say, but I feel like were you not distracted at any point during this film? Where like something happened and you're just like, what the fuck
Only
is
during the
that?
horror scenes, especially one in the middle that I'll talk about.
See, that's fun for me because I feel like the horror scenes in this were like my favourite part. It's almost similar to like, do you remember how insanely edited Dog Soldiers is during any of the like
Yes,
action scenes? It feels so similar. And I think these came out
it
the same
does. That's
year.
true. Interesting.
Cle-
Dog
Clearly, this
Soldiers
had a
is better.
Dog
This
Soldiers is
isn't even
one.
a werewolf movie, is it? Really? Spoilers.
It's not really, but I feel like it's. See, this is where I think it's
It's in
fun
the
because
canon. You can recommend it as a werewolf movie, but it's not really a werewolf movie.
I think it's fun because it flips it in a way. Okay, you get your typical werewolf, and that is a man that becomes a wolf. But in this, it's a beast wolf that is under the control of a man. And I feel like I feel like it's still supposed to be a werewolf in a sense. That the wolf beast's actions are controlled by a man.
It is, yeah, because they very clearly show early in the movie that there is a wolf and a man element to whatever's haunting this area, which is supposed to infer the idea of a werewolf, at the very least. I wasn't even sure at first if it was a metaphorical man or an actual guy, but then I figured it was Vincent Cassel pretty quickly.
Oh, you figured it out? I had no idea. I was so lost.
At the very least,
Castell.
by the time that Mark Dacascos got shot, I was like absolutely sure, but I was pretty suspicious.
See, for me, I just thought because the plot was so large and there were so many characters, and we started to get introduced to like the weird, like almost pagan people. I was like, okay, so it's just going to be like a weird, like underground cave group that's doing this. The fact that Vincent Castell started being really incesty and aggressive to people, I was just like, what is what is going on?
Yeah, he was trying to turn it into a cure for wellness.
To you, Chris, you need to help me here. What was Vincent Castell's relation to these pagan people?
I think he just was part of the wolf cult. He wanted... I don't know. I wasn't really following what their goal was, to be honest.
I didn't get that either, because like, okay, Monica Bellucci, okay, she comes in and she's like,
I don't know what's going on with Monica Bellucci.
me either, but we'll piece it together. Okay, she comes in to the prison cell and she's like, okay, there's a secret society, and I think she's like, okay, they branched off from like the Vatican City, maybe, and she's like, oh, they can control everything and they have some goal, but it seems to only be maybe the people that were looking for the wolf in the first place. Vincent Cassel, even though he's from like a different area, and these weird pagan people who tried to kill their own woman for being a witch at one point, even though she just has epilepsy.
That was hilarious, yeah, and then this guy's to step in and save her, even though they were about to burn her. From suck.
It's such a strange movie. And the thing is, Chris, you know what fucked me up? Looking at this movie, how much did you think this movie cost?
I'm not, like 18 million?
Well, that's low. It was 29 million.
Okay. What would your guess have been?
I would have guessed like 100, with like the amount of costumes and extras and big actors, and they've hired wolves, and Jim Henson was making
there's a lot
the
of fucking stuff
for them,
going on in this movie. You're not wrong.
and they were filming in castles.
I'm not great at estimating budgets, but also I figured it would be lower than expected, because otherwise it wouldn't have gotten made.
But see, that was what fucked me up, because I'm like, I feel like, see, if you made this film out of France, this would have been so expensive. I don't know how Gans pulled this out of his ass. Even with being 2001, the CGI budget should have been like a couple of million at least. Because don't get me wrong, the CGI is bad, but it's 2001 CGI.
It does not hold up whatsoever. It looks terrible. It looks absolutely balls.
And the fucked up thing was there was so much going on. Like, as I said, Jim Henson made a puppet version, and there was an animatronic, and then there's just the CG. Like, you can't even tell what you're looking at. It looks
it looks kind of messy sometimes. It does.
Like, it cuts from being fucking Les Miserables to like a Torchwood French period history episode.
It is very Torchwood or Russell T Davies Doctor Who era.
But even Russell T Davies, Doctor, I feel like the CGI at least looks like it fits the environment.
You don't think
like,
this
I
is
don't
like equivalent to what, Lazarus? That monster?
yeah, but the Lazarus is particularly bad. I feel that's an unfair. It's it says
Fine.
on par. It's on par with the werewolf from that Doctor Who episode.
That's true. That's a low bar.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's a little bit. I think it was maybe the same year. Also,
Still, to compete with the BBC with your movie,
the
not a good
BBC in the
look.
early 2000s, I'm
Yeah.
sure had a lot more money. A
You
historical
think?
French drama. Oh,
Yeah,
surely. They at least had better resources.
I guess so. To make a werewolf?
To make a well, but you need to remember Doctor Who also was a full season, and this was just a movie that Christoph Gans was allowed to make.
That's true. Barely, sounds like.
Well, what about the Wolf Beast design? Do you at least like the design of it when it does not look like ass?
Not really.
You don't like the design.
No, it's
Chris, it's
all
like
the
the coolest
metal
part.
and no.
Yeah, he comes from the metal people, so he's got big metal armor. It's so cool, Chris. What the fuck? How do you not like him? He's a big boy. He's a very, very, very big boy.
Yeah, it just
He's
doesn't get
also
me.
kind of a sad boy. Do you, Chris?
Yeah, poor guy.
Jim
He just wants to
Henson.
be pet.
Jim Henson designed it, Chris, and you're like, nah, it's fucking ass. He's a muppet. It's like the single-handedly coolest muppet known to man.
The puppet looks great. I just don't. The wolf design didn't wow me.
See, this is okay. We're gravely, gravely disagreeing here. That's like my favorite part of this.
Oh no.
This is
Unfortunately,
perturbing.
I wanted to.
Okay, so we'll go roughly. We'll go a rough plot summary. Okay, so the two hunters. Well, we should probably talk about the martial arts if we're talking about the two hunters, which I don't. Okay, I still don't understand what the hunters really are. Like, okay,
It
run
seems
me
like
through the
they're.
backstory, Chris.
It seems like they're commissioned by the queen or something, but it's a weak connection.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, he's our main guy. He's a colonizer, right? Like he makes reference to attacking Native American towns with
Yeah, he fucking
biological weapons
sucks.
at one point. And then he's like, I got kidnapped by them, and then Manny helped me break free, and now we're best friends, we're best buddies.
Even though he admits later to killing Manny's whole village.
He's like, we slaughtered them all. Like they used like dead bodies with a disease or something to throw them in.
Yeah, I mean, he says, "Oh no, we didn't kill them. All like smallpox killed them." But come on.
It's a war crime he committed
Yeah,
against Manny's village.
yeah.
But see,
No,
if he was kidnapped, that means Manny himself kidnapped him, and then he broke free from Manny using Manny's.
crazy. What a life.
But now they're best buddies, and they want to elope to Africa together, where Vincent Cassell once was, and got the big wolf. Like,
Yeah,
this is what I mean by there's so much in the second half that I just have no clue what's going on. Because I feel like we're supposed is Vincent Cassell, was he a colonizer maybe, and like he's because we see he's racist towards Manny at the dinner table scene.
yeah. Slash
So
big game hunter, I guess.
I assume it's supposed to be Cassell's like the bad version of our main character, where he does not feel remorse for what he did, and
Our main
he
character
keeps
still
saying
sucks, though.
Africa, but I think he means America. Like there's a few times in this where we say Africa, and I'm like, is this are you meaning America? Is that what you mean?
They do say America once or twice, I feel like. But yeah, then they're talking about Africa most of the time.
Because surely it would make more sense if he wants to go to Africa to go back to where Manny's from, because we're friends now.
Yeah. And he's Native American, right? Is what they say. He's an Indian, is what they say.
Yeah, they keep calling him an Indian. Even Christoph Gans calls him an Indian, which is very funny because it's clear in the director's commentary that he keeps calling Manny as like he calls him the only good character in the movie, and he's the one that all his morals rely on. So he's like, yeah, I love Manny. Go Native Americans, but he keeps calling them an Indian.
Which is crazy, yeah. Which is a misconception for anyone who's not aware. That's not Native Americans.
Americans are not Indians. Fun fact.
Yeah, no.
Dude, okay, I'm.
It also is frustrating. I had the notion beforehand, looking at the cast. I looked at the cast of all like French people, and then Monica Bellucci and Mark Dacascos, and Asian American man, and I had the worry that he in this period piece would be playing a Native American. And guess what? He was. Because he's just not white. He's a not white guy.
But see, this is the thing.
He's good. I love him. But
he's incredible. He's the best part of it, actually. Fuck the Wolf. Manny is insane in this film.
Love him.
The editing does not do him justice. But his fight scenes are they're on another level. Like,
totally rule. I love Mark Dacascos. If you watch the show Warrior, the TV show based on the Bruce Lee stuff, he's in the 3rd season. He's great in that.
This is what I'm like. You go back to Silent Hill, and so much of the action is really, really difficult to keep track of. And then Christoph Gans is like, oh yeah, we filmed these Hong Kong inspired martial arts scenes where Manny's fighting 5 people with metal claws, and it looks great. And you're like, Gans, how did you manage this? What came over you?
That fight scene with Manny, we're talking about the one right before he dies, right?
Well, I was referring to him at the camp. But we can talk about
there is the other one with claws also. The one where they're all testing him. Yeah, there's a lot of good shows. Go ahead.
No, it's more like I think we're just actually attacking him. Unfortunately, he's too good to be racist against. He will just kick your ass.
Yeah, pretty much. He shows that he's not going to suffer fools. They just kind of ingratiate themselves with the area, right? They ride into town, they beat up a few people. They say, we're here to hunt the wolf. They say, we know there's like murders happening. We're here to solve the murders, basically.
Yeah, well, like Manny's took our boy and he's turned him into a better person, it seems. Because it's like, they don't really seem to care about the money. I think they more just, like, this is just a goal they've set for themselves, that they will kill this. We don't even know if it's a wolf at the start, we just assume it's a wolf.
They're just living for the fucking thrill of it, man.
Yeah, they're having a great time. Speaking of a great time, Chris, this brothel scene, how did this film not get... Is it R-rated in America? Because it's only 15 in the UK.
It's definitely R-rated here.
You would think that, being like, I've never seen a pussy in a 15 rated movie. Do you know the shock I got during that scene? I was like, what the fuck is going on? I had to double check my Blu-ray rating. It wasn't. Gans is a gunner, man. Oh my god, see the amount. Like, every scene in the director's commentary, he's talking about what cameras he used, what type of shots he used, why that's supposed to convey certain emotions, what films he took inspiration from during these scenes. During the brothel scene, oh my god, he's just talking about how fun it was, how much he enjoyed filming everything. I've got quotes from him. Let me pull up my notes, because there is insane quotes from this man during it.
Please
But
ingratiate us. Grace us with these
well, when
quotes.
we first cut to the brothel scene, and he goes, "Ah, the brothel scene. My favourite scene. It's very voluptuous." Later on, he says,
No.
I asked myself, after filming this, should I make an erotic film? These scenes were moments of pure happiness for me.
No, he would make a bad erotic film. I would not watch that.
You wouldn't watch Christoph Gans Gunnar movies?
No, he could not do like a Cronenberg or a fucking, I don't know, Jane Campion movie.
I think he's got the balls to pull a Crash. I think see if Cronenberg never made Crash and gave the script to Gans, I think he might pull through.
You think he sounds too giddy about the sexuality?
Yeah, but he's also French, remember? So he would have probably
That's true.
scenes
Oh,
a
yeah,
lot
you know
better than
what?
Cronenberg.
He's a lot more well-adjusted about it.
He
Okay,
even
fair.
okay. This is what I mean. The insane editing, because you say, oh, the drama scenes are fine. The Bellucci boob mountain crossfade is one of the most insane editing choices I've ever seen put to film.
I was probably distracted during that scene.
Well, you weren't perturbed that her boobs certainly were certainly like Mount Everest for a moment.
No. Probably
Okay, it's
thinking of
cold in
other
here.
things.
You just said.
It's cold in here.
Even Gan said you can deduce from this crossfade who the director is and what kind of personality he has.
Oh my god.
he's such a
That's funny.
but
What
none
a
of his
fucking
films have that vibe.
goober.
Like Silent Hill, yeah, there's the weird ripping the clothes off scene, but it's not sexual at all, and nothing in
No.
the making of was he ever like, haha, boys, check this one out. He was just like, look, isn't this horrific? And then we get to
Doesn't
this.
feel anything.
It's like there's even like any time we cut back to Monica Bellucci, he's always like, I chose this outfit because it accentuates her her curves. And it's like, Chris, man, talk about the cameras again, please.
Anything else.
The thing is, he's kind of feminist though. See, whenever you watch his like makings of, he's always talking about how he wants the characters to appear just as strong as the men, and why he
That's
puts
cool.
female characters in positions. It's like, remember we were talking about Silent Hill, and he was talking about why he changed the main character into a woman because he thought it better worked with the mother themes, and then everyone online was just calling him sexist.
Which is crazy. I hate that.
It's like he talks about it even in the scene where you say we're testing Manny, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I put him fighting two women in this scene because I wanted the women to appear strong because in period women would have also had to fight and put someone." And it's like this. He's like a progressive individual. He's just a bit horny. Like I don't get what the deal is.
Can't be faulted for that.
And he's like, he's French. I think the fact that people behaved in the brothel scene as much as they did. Like, there's a scene in this where you get Manny naked, okay? Man's a fucking tank, holy shit. Such a scary looking guy when shirtless. But, like, he even cut to the bottle, and there's a penis shaped bottle in the scene. And it's like, but he's just a Frenchman. That's just what French people do.
Yeah. I was a little disappointed that the movie didn't. I mean, this is, I guess, for later, but the movie didn't turn towards Marianne to make her the main character.
But do you feel Marianne's plot is anywhere near as interesting as the wolf plot?
I thought she would become part of the wolf plot because there was that moment where our two main guys are dead right before our dude gets exhumed and comes back to life like Jon Snow.
Mary Ann's or Ginger Girl, isn't it? The one that our
Yeah,
main boy Lizzie's up.
yeah.
Yeah. I have. There is insane background stuff on her. Did you know she was in a film that premiered in Cannes before this, and people called her ugly and lazy?
What?
I know. Gans just talked about. He's like, I always thought she was beautiful. I can't believe the way they treated her at the Cannes Film Festival.
That's
Luckily, people could
absolutely
see it in
nuts.
this film.
Why would
Like, what?
what?
Like, A, why would you be so horrible? B,
Yeah,
ugly. What do you mean? And C,
wrong.
it's like it's Cannes. Like, you could shit on a chair, and people in Cannes would clap for you.
They
Like,
clap
what
for at
had to
least 8
happen?
minutes.
They'd clap for 8 minutes, and there would be a 3 minute standing ovation, and then you would get a little news article written about how someone passed out at your showing because of the pure
Because they were
cinema.
clapping so long.
And yeah, exactly. It's like, I don't. This is why. Are you okay there if you went on a perilous journey?
I had to go. The bunny was trying to escape. Continue.
We were enraged. But this is why I don't treat cans as
No,
anything
I just
important.
had to get it away from the gate so it didn't hurt its teeth.
Because it's like, as we talked about, I think it was the other week, the only film that cans seem to have a visceral bad reaction against was Irreversible. Gaspar, possibly the most famous French director right now for how good his movies are. And it was because they didn't like a rape scene. And it's like, why do people still take the Cannes Film Festival as serious when you get a supermodel looking woman and they go, she's ugly and lazy and should not be in cinema? You get a movie that's about how rape is bad and they go, I didn't like that rape was bad in this movie. And then they'll shit in their hands and clap if you played the fucking Minion movie for them. I don't get it. I don't get why it's seen as such a prestige thing to get the Cannes award.
It just is because it is, really.
But it's not like the big thing. I understand why, even if you don't agree with the Oscars, getting an Oscar is like a big deal because that's the award. Why would you even bring your movie to Cannes?
I think at this point it just perpetuates because it's also a place. Film festivals are a place to get distribution, so they're still going to perpetuate. People are going to have to bring their movies there to get vision on them, to get distribution.
But it's not the 90s anymore. You can self-distribute if you want to. Like, you get companies like Neon and that are intentionally looking for smaller movies to distribute.
You
don't
can. I
need
just feel
this
like that's
big
always going to
circuit
be.
anymore.
At least, it's going to exist as long as it does. So as long as these film festivals exist, we're still going to have, I don't know, this whole circuit.
Yeah, but don't you feel it's counterintuitive? Because as we've seen, Cannes can boo your movie if it's good, and then you've just hurt any chance of getting like outward reach from the entire French film community.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Or you'll get like a movie like From, the cool French body horror that I talked about like last year to you, where it's just no one's picked it up and it's a good movie and it's been in the fucking circuit for like 3 years now because they refuse to not get picked up at a film circuit, and it's just not happening, and now it's leaked online and anyone that gives a shit has already seen it.
That sucks.
Fuck Cannes. It's like this is like the third strike for me. It was From not getting anything, then Gaspar Noé, and now just being mean for no reason to a good actor.
Being really mean to a young, talented actor. Yeah.
Just we called her a couch potato. How is she
That's
a couch
crazy.
potato? She was in a movie.
She's in a movie.
How
She's
do you
walking
gauge
around in a
if
movie.
someone's lazy?
It's not The Whale.
She's
Was she
doing
in The Whale?
She was the body. I just feels like I'm calling her fat now. She's not fat in the slightest.
No.
But like, even if someone's film role is to be lazy, and then they be lazy, that is their work. Like you cannot be lazy on a film set. It's not about.
There's not really a shortcut. You would get fired if you weren't doing what you were being asked to do.
Oh, but anyway, I like her character. I feel like it is. Do you not think it's a bit quick that she's just like, oh yes, you cheated on me, but I don't care. I'm in love with you. I feel like that's a bit like you're pushing like a
It
male
is
fantasy at that point, aren't you?
the building of a love triangle in the middle of a werewolf period piece is a little underbaked, I'll admit.
And like, it's not really a triangle because he professes. Well, he steals the ginger girl from someone else, and then he's like, "Oh no, don't worry, I do like you." And then he goes to a brothel and sleeps with like a cult leader he finds there that stabs him, and then he still sticks with her. And then
Yep.
she goes, "Oh yes, you cheated on me." It's like this isn't a love. There's no triangle to be had here.
They're setting up at least like a romance plot between the three of them.
Kind of, but it's also like the political drama where it's like the movie's almost 3 hours long, but there's so much stuff trying to go on that somehow none of it really gets the time needed for it to be completed.
No, that's what's weird.
We get a lot of we get two cults. I don't know what any of them are doing. We get a love triangle, but it doesn't work as a triangle. We get the wolf thing that I still don't understand why it's a thing. And then we get the hunters, and I'm not sure what they're supposed to be doing.
We could get more in the time we have, or we could get what we got in less time, I think. This could have been a 2-hour 15, 2-hour 19 movie, at least. I mean, I guess it was when they cut it down to theatrical, but it's still, I don't know. It feels like they could have filled out this time a little bit more.
Yeah, they could have, but also like, but then all the shots were like you're just sitting in the atmosphere gets taken out. It's like
That's true.
But would you want to pay
That's the
like
problem with the
cut?
theatrical cut, is I know that that's what they would cut out. They wouldn't cut out, action or anything. Not that I want them to cut action, but
But it's the fucked up thing is, well, I say all this and I'm still like, but this is really good at the same time. Like there's
it's
so
great.
many things that stop it from being a great, like a phenomenal movie. But it's
There's
still
no movie like this. Maybe a couple, but there's very few. Maybe Interview with the Vampire is a little like this. Like, sort of unique takes on period monster stories that have large, overarching narratives rather than contained stories.
Even in something like Interview with a Vampire is a political period piece. Like you get like this is a wholly unique movie and almost every, even the editing being batshit, I think adds to it because it's
True.
like they're editing it like it's like I don't know, it's like a made for TV action movie, but nothing lines up with that in any way, shape, or form.
I've never seen anything like this.
Like even when he's talking about, if you watch the director's commentary, the amount of shit he says that he was inspired from, or so he's talking about. There's bits from Italian, there's bits from Russian, there's bits from German, bits from England, and it's like he must have been off his head on coke or something while he was making this film. Because how do you
Probably
grab all these pieces and go, I'm just gonna do it all. I don't know, maybe he got a budget and he's like, fuck it, this is my chance. I'm doing everything right now. I can't be stopped.
Maybe that was his problem. He just put all of his creative juice into one movie, and he had nothing left.
He's just being used like a fucking driver. He's just got like a little bit of moisture left in him.
He's what people accused the Wachowskis of, but wasn't true.
See, I'm not seeing anything with Chelsea aside from Matrix. I can't say either or on that.
Speed Racer, really cool. Cloud Atlas is very interesting.
Is Speed Racer the one that has fucking insane looking colours?
Absolutely nuts visuals.
I see fucking film Twitter's been going off in this. See the amount of people on film Twitter that like you have to watch Speed Racer. And I've seen clips where I'm like, how are vibrant colours? Like how are colours that vibrant possible in a
It
film?
looks so incredible.
But the thing is, all the clips I've seen also look really. It's like it's just like a visual overload because it looks really amateur, and then it just explode in color in your face, and you're like, what the fuck?
It doesn't look amateur, but it is a visual overload. The point of it isn't that you are. It's not about focusing on it and like picking out the fine details. It's about like. Imagine you're in the car and you're being fucking blasted back by G-forces. That's how you want to feel watching it. So you can barely focus on the car in the middle of the screen, and then you're just sort of taking in everything else.
So would you liken it to a Tron Enter the Void?
A little bit. And then it's very anime because they'll have announcers like sliding across the screen, just a talking head.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's very
I
anime
really
inspired.
But I feel like the thing is that you can tell Gans has he has the energy. I don't know, maybe he just struggles with funding, being that weird French guy that made a mediocre Silent Hill movie and then a really, 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 really bad Silent Hill movie.
Well, at this point, yeah, he's fucked now. But it's weird that he wasn't able to get anything made between then and now. Anything else, I would say.
And like I can't even find like social media of that film. He just seems like a ghost
Good God.
when he's not. You okay?
Yeah. Go ahead.
But he seems like a ghost when he's not making it. I'm like, what is? I don't know. Maybe he's got good royalties from Brotherhood of the Wolf, and he's just living off his. The pardon the brothel scene. His juices squeezed into this. But like, what's this man? I want to see more. I want him to make like a bunch of really low budget weird shit.
Maybe he could make like a horny Bride of Frankenstein movie.
Are you in this day of age saying you want another take on Frankenstein?
No, not really. Especially Bride of Frankenstein has been done already recently a few times.
Obviously, because we had. What did we have recently? We had The Bride, and then we also had another Frankenstein movie.
Lisa
At the exact same
Frankenstein
time.
with Catherine Newton.
We had Lisa Frankenstein. We had Poor Things, which clearly takes from Frankenstein, and is also
That's true.
horny Frankenstein. I feel like Christoph Gans fucks with Poor Things. I feel like that's on the top of this man's list.
Imagine Yorgos Lanthimos gets Christoph Gans to work with him on something. That'd be kind of cool.
Yes, that's like see the thing is, I feel like it would do nothing but hinder Yorgos. That's the issue. I feel like it would do nothing but drag him down. But like think of the genre combinations he would pull out.
Yeah, they could do some weird shit.
I feel like I would have more fun with if he worked with Gaspar Noé. But the thing is, I know Hideo Kojima's working with him right now, and I would never, any day of God's green earth, ever want to hinder a Gaspar Noé Hideo Kojima product.
That would be amazing. Would we want that to be a movie or a game?
I think you would want to go a game. You would have to go a
Yeah.
game. Because I feel like Hideo Kojima would just make a boring movie and say that that's the point.
That's
Like he would just make
true.
he would make a really, really long film and go, you're supposed to be bored at these points.
He would cop out. He would make bad Stalker.
Or he would make
Somehow.
like, see you get this strange like art piece cinema that aren't made by directors, but like experimental artists, where it's just like some guy in a room hitting a string for 2 hours.
God
And he
damn.
would go, "Oh, I
Yeah.
made this new genre."
It would just be time
Chris,
lapse footage.
as you mentioned, the special effects are bad in this, but I have to draw your attention. Some of it is crazy good. Like there's a scene where they're standing on a snow-covered rooftop talking with each other, and the snow's CGI, and
Oh shit.
you see the characters walking through it, and you're like, but how? Like, you couldn't do that nowadays. How did you do
That's
that?
incredible. Okay.
You get the scene where you see after the hunting scene where you see the huge body piles of wolves all
Oh yeah.
across the land. That's 3 sleeping wolves that they just edited with CGI and copy and pasted.
Damn. That
And
looked
it's like, it
good.
looks like real. It looks real. I had to look up if they killed wolves making this film. And they did.
It made me sad. Yeah, they say God help you if this wasn't one of them.
They fucked up. They did kill a horse, but by accident
What
during that
happened?
scene. Gans doesn't say what it was. He just says there was an accident on set that killed a horse. And he said the shot was so good that he wanted to keep it in, but he couldn't bring himself to keep the horse dying in this movie.
On
There
the
is
horse.
a real animal corpse in the movie. I want to know if you can tell me where it is. If you're looking at the film at the same scene I am, Chris, tell me what you're looking at.
Right now, I'm at about an hour, 10 minutes in. So, a courtesan has just walked in on, I think, Vincent Cassell sneaking around in the brothel.
Oh, you weren't paying attention, Chris. The taxidermy scene. That was real taxidermy.
That makes sense. Okay.
And it was fucked up. See, when I was watching this movie, I was like, well, I just looked up 2 other animal scenes, and they're just good special effects. And when I was watching the taxidermy scene, where he cuts open the throat and there's blood spilling out, and he's like breaking the jaw to stuff it, I was like, that must have been Jim Henson on this one. That's a good ass prop. That looks so
Nope.
real. Oh fucking no,
That
that's
is
real.
so real.
That's some real shit going on.
Damn.
But
Fucking
again,
dead animal.
how is this a 15? I just watched a wolf
I
get
don't
split
know. It's
open.
definitely an art here.
It's like there's real gore. There's pussy. What else do they want? Cunts are swearing. There's a bit of racism. What else do you? There's incest. What else do you need? I can't think
I
of
would say there's
anything
a
else.
decent amount of casual racism.
Yeah, but there's also a decent amount of unintentional racism from Gittins' part as well.
True. Whoa,
Did you think
is there
it makes
anything going
up
on
for it?
in the commentary?
No, it's Gans being very horny over Monica Bellucci again.
All right, guy.
Like see the scene where she's lying naked in the bed. I've not got it wrote down, but I know he was talking about it. He was like, "Oh, these are some of my favourite shots in the film. This is why it's great to be a filmmaker." And it's like, Chris, you know, not Chris, you, but Chris Christoph. You know this woman. You know this
Yeah,
woman in real
being
life.
kind of pervy.
Did you? Joe, it's fucked up this year. This is what I mean by when I message you going, "There's insane shit in this movie," but it's like, "Oh, that sounded it." Did you, Monica Bellucci? She struggled with an accent, and she ADR'd her voice lines in.
No, really?
Yeah, she was
Oh
filming
yeah,
a
you asked
film
me
in
to keep
Italy.
track of that. I didn't even clock it at all.
No, that was a different scene.
Oh, shit.
It's fucked up.
No, I was not aware of that.
I love that your house. I don't know who's moving in your house, but you have such like a Hammer horror, like gothic film creaky door.
I know. I know.
It
It's
would
like a musical sting.
See, if you were working on like a horror film, that would be such amazing sound design just to record your own fucking door in your house.
Should I record Foley sounds before I oil the doors?
Oh, I think you should. I think see if you sent it to like one of those sound design companies that accrue like sound effects, they would take that shit. That sounds like
Okay.
Vincent Price opening like a graveyard door at like midnight.
Yeah, that's evocative.
Ah, fucking happened again. Uh-huh. Uh so Chris, we're starting to approach the second half of the movie. What about the second half did you think didn't work as well? Because you were like, oh, I found it like a little off the reins.
Yeah, I feel like it loses focus a little bit. I like the mystery. I mean, it's a little difficult to say loses focus directly like that because a mystery inherently is sort of trying to find a focus, or it's focused on something that's undefined, but it never really finds its footing after sort of revealing more to the audience about what's going on. And it never fully draws connections between everything emotionally or logically. You're just kind of bouncing from one thing to the other, which means once you're getting into these places with characters in danger, you care, but you're not invested in a way that you could be if you were given more time to actually emotionally understand what's happening. Like,
But
Mark
see, you say that, but
Dacascos getting trapped in the cave is awful. Great fight scene. I want to talk more about it. But it also just, it comes out of nowhere. And that's effective about it. But it also just, when he's in the cave, you don't fully understand the stakes of him being in there until he's dead.
do you not think that adds to it though? Because I did not expect that man to die. In my notes, I wrote,
No,
"Oh
me
my god,
neither.
Manny, my goat," and then he was fucking murked. The
Same,
amount of
yeah.
shock I felt.
It was. It
But
just,
say if they put him in a situation where his character arc would go full circle and would feel emotionally resonant if he died here, would you not then go, "Oh, he's going to die in this cave," and then it wouldn't work as well?
oh, I agree. Yeah, no, I don't want them to set the character arc up like that. I don't mind when a character arc has a surprising conclusion, even when it's, when it makes sense, at least. But it's more he just sort of winds up in this cave. This isn't a cave that we know there's lots of guys in. We don't have a notion of where, if he knows that there's this many people here normally, but where he thinks those people are now, that he can wander around in the caves. There's no verisimilitude to a lot of the things happening in the second half of the movie. They just sort of happen the way they're scripted to happen.
But I felt like it worked well because we see the dog fighting scenes earlier, and then they don't do anything with it, and I'm like, okay, I wonder what this weird little cave is, and then you see,
True.
like, I
Fair.
presumably because they've injured the wolf, they tracked him back to this cave. So I'm like, okay, so it connects in that way.
I see that. Yeah.
I don't think he did know how many people were in the cave because he fucking dies.
Definitely didn't. Yeah, no, he
He
gets
goes out,
overwhelmed very quickly.
but he does go out like a fucking champ,
Fucking
all
rules.
time horror movie character because he does not he gets stabbed to shit and he still fucking fights those cunts and
Not until
takes
he
out.
gets shot in the back, literally.
Yeah, what a bullshit move. Everyone else in the film fights him with respect, and then there's the one cunt with a gun.
And it's gotta be this guy.
And it's fucked up because it makes sense because you're like, oh, Vincent Cassel's character did it earlier, so if he's in connection with him, it would make sense. But then it's like, oh, you dickhead. Why did you do that? But the thing is, our main boy, I forget his name. Is it not? What's our main guy's name?
I have it right here. I keep forgetting it because it's not one that Fronsuck.
Frontick. But the thing is, he becomes a manny. He goes full fucking Assassin's Creed. And it's like, oh, this cunt can also fight just as good.
This rules when he's fucking tearing through people.
Dude, he's like fucking Predator. Holy shit, he's like he's Predator crossed with John Wick.
Yeah, he's murdering everybody. And then he gets killed right after, which fucking rules. It's grim. He dies screaming on the floor of a dirty jail cell.
But him dying, I think, is what fucks up like the very end of the movie for me, because I'm like, well, we had two leads, and then the one that kicks ass dies, so we get the other one who is like being mentored by Manny, taking revenge, and then he dies, and then he comes back to take revenge again, and I feel like that's unnecessary.
Same.
Like, what was the purpose of him dying? And it doesn't make
I
any
don't get
sense
it.
in context of the movie.
That's what knocks it down a bit for me. I really liked him dying. I thought that was cool. I felt like that character probably deserved it for the things he'd done. And it was an interesting way to leave you like, I love that feeling in a movie where you go, oh, that's the last like hero. Who's gonna solve this problem? There's only the bad people left. And there's half an hour left in this movie. You know, what can possibly happen now? And it was very underwhelming. Even if they wanted to revive him, I could have gotten behind it more if they didn't do it literally right after they killed him. It really undermines it.
Yeah, because like I feel like if you're going, the way you would set it up would be that Manny comes back, but Manny can't come back because our main character had to burn him at first sunrise as part of like his tradition.
And that's what was so cool to me, is that Fronsac burns his friend and gives him a proper burial so he can ascend and join his family in the spirits. And then he gets poisoned and dies a dirty death and potentially goes to hell. And then that's the end of his story. I thought that would be a very interesting way to take it.
But but Manny's been set up that he's like he has some form of spiritual power. So surely you could just have him come back as like a vengeful spirit
Just the
to take.
crow. Just do the crow.
Yeah, just do the crow. He doesn't need to come back.
No, he
Like,
really
fully,
doesn't.
like, and okay, if you didn't bring him back, Monica Bellucci, her character's been set up to be antagonistic towards this cult, and she's been known as like this conniving cunt that just gets what she wants. Just
I
have
don't
her
know what her
poison
goal
everything.
is.
I think I think she's like a magic FBI maybe, because she's like, oh, no one needs to know who I am. Which the jailkeeper heard this conversation. He's just there, and
She'll
they
have to
point
kill
like
him and resurrect him too.
but surely he's not lost his memory. He's not done
That's
anything
what's so
wrong.
stupid, is she kills him because she says I have to keep this secret. And then she just resurrects him. So why? What?
Okay.
And then she
And
gives him
then,
free will. She says, do you want to run away with me? No? Oh, that's okay.
and it's like, okay, but we get the resurrection, okay, so he can fight Vincent Cassel's character. Why does he have a magic sword? Like, it's cool, but why does he have a magic sword?
It reminded me of, is it Jade from Mortal Kombat?
That I don't want to say it, but every single action scene in this movie makes me go, huh, this feels very Mortal Kombat.
That's
There's like that
fascinating.
perfect amount of cheese, but also like effectively pulled off at the same time.
Yeah.
But like, I
They
don't
do
like
show that bone sword earlier in the movie. They don't show that it does that, but it's in a room earlier in the movie.
Yeah, they show a bone sword, but they don't show that it becomes a bone sword whip like fucking Poison Ivy from Soul Calibur.
No, they don't. Soul Calibur, right.
And then
Ivy
like,
from Soul Calibur.
yeah, you know what I'm
I
talking
don't
about. She's
remember. I
like
don't play a lot of fighting
supposed to,
games.
she's okay. give you a rundown, Ivy from Soul Calibur. She has a whip sword, and she's supposed to be an old woman, but she is like an 8 foot tall, curvaceous woman, and like it's supposed to be a purple leotard, but it's more like borderline just a falling nipple pasties.
I don't have any comment.
He says as he's
Pass.
downloading Soul Calibur 5 on his Steam Deck.
Yeah, hold on. I'm looking at some
What was this
screenshots.
game? What was this game called again? I need to do research. I know what you're talking about. I'm surprised you don't know Soul Calibur. I feel like Soul Calibur's iconic.
I've played it before, but not in a while. And I just mix up all of the fighting games. Street Fighter, I guess I know the characters distinctly, but between Mortal Kombat, Tekken, and Soul Calibur, I mix up all the characters.
See, I know Mortal Kombat and Soul Calibur. Tekken and Street Fighter. Tekken, the one. See if I see a character design and I'm like, that looks fucking terrible. It's typically Tekken. And then if I'm like, that looks competently made, I go, okay, it's probably Soul Calibur. We have Tekken has a big panda, a man with a panther head, and Goku with some wings.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Tekken is undoubtedly the worst by like a long shot at character designs. I feel like Mortal Kombat, I don't play Mortal Kombat a lot, but I know Mortal Kombat just from Mortal Kombat media being so prevalent.
Yeah.
Chris, nonsense aside, okay.
Why did they resurrect him? That's just what I don't... Why did they kill him? Doesn't make any sense.
I don't know why they killed him. Cam's just talking about how some people think he's supposed to be a Christ character, but he's not. And I'm like, okay, so why? So why did you do this? I don't get it, Gans. You confused the life
out of me. I feel like there was something
man.
that just didn't make it into the movie that was supposed to happen.
It's almost 3 hours long, Chris. What else could they put in this film? It's about hunting a wolf.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Don't ask me. I didn't make it.
Chris, what is your definition of a Muppet? Can we?
This
is serious talk of a Muppet.
An anthropomorphized puppet, I guess.
But okay, see if we're talking Jim Henson, do you consider Fraggle Rock's Muppets?
I'm not too familiar with Fraggle Rock.
But you know what they look like. Would you say they're a Muppet?
Let me look them up because I don't really know what they look like. Yes, I would.
You would. Okay, they have big monster people that they are at little. They live in like a little nook in their house. So the big monster people, if we count Big Bird and like Sesame Street and that, they are also Muppets, correct?
Yeah.
Jim Henson made dinosaurs. They consider the dinosaurs Muppets. So would you consider the Beast in this film to be a Muppet?
Absolutely.
Do you consider the Five Nights at Freddy's animatronics to be Muppets?
No.
But they're made by Jim Henson.
Yeah, but it just feels like something I should be obstinate about.
But why?
No reason. No, I guess so. Because I never thought about it, is why. I guess so.
Okay, see, I thought you were going to fight me on some of this, Chris, and I thought we would maybe have an out, but it seems like it's an agreement here.
No, yeah, I am open to that. The animatronics one, I kind of dislike, but the way that you've asked all these questions, you've led me into a logic trap where I can't really disagree with you without disagreeing with myself.
But you could, because see, the thing is, you were supposed to go, well, no, it's an animatronic, and then I'm supposed to say, oh, well, you can climb inside of the animatronic suits from the Five Nights at Freddy's movies and use them as a puppet. And that was going to be my catch, but you fucking ruined it, Chris.
Oh. Well.
You're too agreeable. You're American, you're supposed to be angry and argue.
Yeah, but no, I have unprocessed childhood trauma, which makes me a people pleaser.
You're not. I watched you argue with an entire Discord of people about Sunshine earlier.
Yeah, when I'm comfortable with people, I can get snippy about things.
You were arguing with me. I'm me. I'm still here.
I know, it comes and goes. It comes and goes. I'm a complicated person. I contain multitudes. Stick around. You'll learn a bit.
Stick around. We've been here for half a year, Chris.
Stick around.
Well, but is it when we get to next month and we hit a New York special where you're going to start
Yeah, then I'm
beefing?
gonna be fucking shooting shit, eating tacos off the floor.
Is that a New York thing?
Yeah.
New
It's an
Yorkers
assertive
huddle on the
thing.
floor.
And then I'm also gonna have a video chat on, even though you won't. So I'll just be staring you down the whole time we record.
If you put on video chat, I'll have on video chat. But I feel like that's just arguing for the tensions to rise.
It kind of is, yeah.
Oh, we need to pick some. First time we do a video call, we'll choose something that we vehemently disagree on. And it's not Sunshine, because I'm already going to have to watch Sunshine for this Sunday. So we can argue about it together. I'm not going to argue about Sunshine twice, because frankly, I don't care that much about Sunshine.
Now we'll bring it up on the podcast at some point. Don't worry, don't worry.
I don't even dislike Sunshine. I just think it's mediocre.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Even if it's a good movie, it's not a top 4 movie, Chris. We're leaving it at that.
Agree to disagree.
Chris, but have you seen the Elden Ring set photos? Do you look very, very, very good?
No, I haven't. Let me look those up.
Oh, Chris, oh my god, look up right now. Look up Elden Ring Dung Eater set photos. It is like, you will not believe how accurate that film
Monica
looks.
Bellucci. Okay.
Are you seeing it, Chris? Voluptuous.
No, wait. Let me, fucking Alex Garland. I'm getting armor set photos.
With armor set photos? What the fuck's armor set?
Well, because there's armor sets in Elden Ring. People post guides.
Dude, there's a photo of young Marika
Yeah, that looks really
on
cool.
set. Holy shit, that Dung Eater armor. Oh my fucking god, Chris. How did he? It's like budget's just over 100 million. They're doing armor sets 1-to-1.
Cool. I'm excited.
It's still like, okay, but you're doing the entire story of the game plus the background. Garland, I'm praying for you, man. Even though you would probably stab me and leave me dead in the street for saying I'm praying for you. But my god, Garland, you're gonna need it. Holy shit.
How packed is the story of Elden Ring?
What do you mean George R. R. Martin wrote it?
Yeah, but it's like an open world game. I just have no idea how dense it is.
Oh, it's like...
I'm sure a lot of
100...
side content, but how about the main narrative?
There's like, okay, Marika there's like a Lovecraftian thing sent from space, and that becomes the Elden Ring plus the Elden Beast, and then she uses the Elden Ring to like create immortality, and then there's like her family are fighting for it, but she has children with 2 different royal families from different like time periods and different cultures, and then all her children have children and people they're related to, and then something about the power happens and she becomes like a man and a woman at the same time called Radagon, and then Radagon is married to different families and having children with those different families, and they're all infighting for pieces. And then there's like there's groups that are like, we don't like this Lovecrafty, and then they kill Marika and shatter the Elden Ring using like a death blade from like death magic, and then that causes the shattering, which causes the events of the game. And then there's like people that still can't die that are fighting over pieces of runes that come from the. It's like, what? How's and like it's just, I don't see how it's possible.
I feel like a lot of that has to be world building. You have to set it after a lot of that stuff has happened, right?
But you said after it, there's no plot because everything's dead and everything's already happened. Or you
I
do
guess
what he's
so.
doing, which seems to be the plot with Child Marika. And it's like, what's...
Weird.
It's like, you would need a Game of Thrones budget and like 7 seasons to explain it all fully.
Huh.
And he's doing it in a movie.
Yeah, I don't know
It
about
fucking
that.
bewilders me.
I'm curious
You know
to
your
see it.
Bloodborne lore?
I have no idea. I have no notion of any FromSoft games.
Oh. Well, you know how fucking ridiculous Dark Souls lore can get, yeah?
Yes.
Dark Souls
vague
lore
sense.
is like a piss in the ocean of how fucking needlessly complex Elden Ring lore gets.
Okay.
Which is why when he announced it, I was like, why wouldn't you just do Dark Souls? Dark Souls is difficult enough.
Yeah, you were saying you don't even know how they do Dark Souls, really.
Dark Souls, I could see how you could do it in like a 2.5 hour film. I could see how it's possible. I don't... Garland, again, I'm praying for the man. I don't... We're just... And the set photos are in such different times, man. It's like, Garland...
You don't think he's going to try to split it up?
But like, how would you split it up and then give everything enough attention and world building and have an actual plot? And it scares me, Chris, because it's like, what am I going to see? What's he going to do?
He's going to do something fun. It'll be neat.
The dung
Where are
eater
we in
itself
this movie?
have an entire
Where are
movie.
we talking about Brotherhood of the Wolf?
I should... what were we talking about? We were talking about the
I
castle.
do not remember.
How
Are we
big
at
bone
Mark Dacascos dying? We're at Buddy dying and then getting resurrected.
Yeah, and he shows up like Predator and he kills the Eyes Wide Shut cult. And then
He does
Vincent
that before
Cassel...
he dies.
Why does...
He gets
why does
arrested.
No, because he shows up like a little Batman.
He does,
When
but
they're-
that's still
they're-
before he dies. And then he gets arrested because he kills all of them. And then he gets killed in jail.
Yeah,
That's
and
why it
then
would have
when
made
he
more
comes
sense
back-
for him to rise like the Crow and then show up with the paint.
No, but he does come back. That's when he fights Vincent Cassel.
That's when he fights Vincent Cassel. Yeah.
Yeah, and Vincent Cassel's got like a weird little finger. I don't know what's happening with that.
Yeah, he's got a weird little hand going on.
He's just... I love it because it's so... It just... There's nothing to even... Why does he have a little hand?
I don't know. He's just like, oh, psych, I have a secret little hand you didn't know about. But
Like,
I guess this is what gave them the idea to do Frankenstein.
Maybe he's like the wolf. The wolf's mum that I killed did this to me, and that's why I can control its child. Maybe. But why's he got a funky little finger?
I don't know.
What's Cassel been doing with his funky little finger?
I don't want to know.
I don't wanna...
He kills
Sister
Vincent
definitely doesn't wanna know.
Cassel. Vincent Cassel kind of kills himself, doesn't he? He's launching our main character around. He gets sort of cut in the throat a little bit while he's launching him around, and then he hooks his sword and then tries to disarm our main character and then stabs himself in the chest with it.
But that's like, he uses it like, this is my ultimate weapon, and then fucking kills himself on it.
Yeah,
like, pure incompetence.
fucking idiot. Very
in a
funny.
fight that he seemed to be winning.
Yeah.
And then Marika Bellucci shows up and like, you did it. Now,
Yeah,
bye.
good job.
And he's like, I guess I'm going to Africa to meet the family of my Native American friend that I got killed. And I also killed his family.
And then there's sort of a post-amble to this movie. It feels like it could have ended a couple of times.
I think the movie just could have ended with him taking revenge for Manny.
It really could have, yeah. And then there's a gorgeous shot on once he goes to the bedside of Marianne, there's a gorgeous shot where the camera goes out a window and then just looks at a sunset. I thought that was just going to be the end of the movie.
Yeah, but it pulls you back because it's like how at the beginning we were actually talking about the little twink boy that was hanging out with him that took ayahuasca in the woods, and then
I hate
his
this.
town are like revolting against him, even though he's a good
Yeah,
guy.
it's very funny. They cut to the end of the French Revolution and he's probably going to get executed.
But like he was the progressive one, he was the good one.
He's still one of them.
But not really, because like the entire like even Gans talks about he shows all the aristocrats in like big fancy pompous like designs to holy shit castles, and he's just in a little white house because he's progressive and nice to his people.
Well, I don't know, man.
And then they seemingly hang him,
Yeah.
and then it's like that the main thing at the end of the film is like I enjoyed it, but what was the point? I think there's like a
I don't think there was one, really.
no, but like the wolf is like something to do with pagan stuff, and you see things of Jesus, and then it only targets women and children, and then there's bad rich people, and then there's a Native American guy, and I'm like, there's something, there's pieces.
I don't think any of it coalesces into anything meaningful.
See, I would think that if Gans wrote it, but someone else wrote it, and then Gans changed what they wrote. So there's got to be a plot line in there somewhere that's like, okay, everything builds around this, and then Gans puts some other shit.
Maybe.
But the thing
I
is,
see
Manny,
that.
Manny was Gans' addition, and Manny is like the best part of the film.
Yeah. Weird. Yeah,
So
the
I don't
movie
know.
would not be as good without Manny.
Yeah, but would this film just be boring as shit without
Kinda,
Gans doing Gans stuff? But then it's like, well,
Yeah.
the film is probably on an objective level a worse made movie, but then it's also a better movie. He's like, it's paradoxical, but it's true.
Yeah, it's why filmmaking is so interesting. Because at least there's a voice to it.
And the thing is, Gans isn't an idiot, though. That's what I'm talking about. You go in the director's commentary, and everything he does is for a purpose, and everything's set up in a way, and he's talking about all these fucking westerns from the 60s that he loves, and why certain themes are, and it's like, okay, he seemingly knows how to make a movie, but why can't he make a movie?
That's a good question.
He's such an interesting individual. And the thing
Someone
is,
needs to really challenge him.
Gans would never listen to this, but I feel bad for shitting on Gans because I like the man. But also, it's like, why? Gans was going on.
He definitely could make a banger.
I feel like
if everything lined up.
See if he was one of those directors that made a bunch of low budget, strange horror movies. Like a like a fuck, it's getting too late. Who made Prince of Darkness?
John Carpenter.
Like see if he did like a John Carpenter type role, but it was like a horror action. I feel like he would have killed it in like the 80s. But he waited too long and started making films in the 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah. If it was before digital filmmaking.
Because he talks a lot about this, like he would have preferred to do certain scenes certain ways or have things conveyed differently. And he's like, oh, but you just have to work with what you had. And I'm like, well, that would have worked perfect in low budget 80s filmmaking where you could make like a film every 6 months.
Yeah, agreed.
To just do cool shit. But it just seems like he's a filmmaker that missed his opportunity.
A little bit, which is sad. This is good though. This is his best movie, right?
I would say it's his best. Well, but the thing is, I prefer this over Silent Hill. But also, would you say Silent Hill is more, like, it's more thematically coherent? and the narrative makes more sense, and it's tonally more consistent. So on an
It
objective
does,
level,
but
Silent
not.
Hill is probably better.
I guess, but I wouldn't say that it's consistently entertaining enough for, like a general audience member.
I feel like a general audience member would eat up Silent Hill more than a hardcore horror fan. You gotta get the
Interesting.
deep fog, and you got like the weird Clive Barker janitor man going "Ooh," with his tongue.
I
That's
guess. I
prime
feel like
time shit.
someone would get bored.
No, I feel like maybe the cult might push too far, but then what's he supposed to do? Not include the cult in Silent Hill?
Yeah, true. You gotta include the cult in Silent Hill.
He's a big cult guy, isn't he? Actually, now that I think about it,
Yeah, he likes cults. Or maybe he really hates cults. He should do a Wicker Man.
he should enjoy it. That would have been fucking perfect for 80s horror movies, making like weird
Yeah.
cult shit with
Yeah, honestly. What
some
if
weird
he made
pagan
House
imagery.
of the Devil?
The Ty West movie.
Yeah, what if he made it instead?
I think if literally anybody made House of the Devil, we would make a better movie than what Ty West made House of the Devil. I fucking hate that film.
Really? Like, hate.
Like, it's got a good premise. Like, it's set up well, and then it's like these actors that he hires is like the weird cult people are creepy, and they do the scenes so well, and then it's just, oh, but they are Satanist, and then she dies, and then that is the movie. And it's like, well, you just wasted my fucking time. You showed me nothing. You set up everything and did nothing.
Fair.
It felt like he started making a movie and then got fucking bored and went, I don't want to do this anymore. I'll get the new guy to do it, and fucked off.
Great. Is there any
Oh,
final
that's-
thoughts on this?
You've got me angry at Ty West now.
Well, should we do Ty West stuff at some point? Yell about Ty West?
What did Ty West make? He made that The Housekeepers, which was bad. And then he made...
I kind of like it, but I think it's boring as well. He made...
boring as fuck.
Yeah, it is very boring, but I think that helps the scares. There's a couple really good scares in it that,
Yeah, the
in a
bed
weird way,
scene-
because it's boring, they're super effective.
The bed scene is like that is everyone's had that creepy moment in like a dream, and it's amazing that no one did it as well in a film as he did in that one scene. But then at the
Agreed.
same time, it's the other like hour and 25 minutes of that movie where just nothing fucking happens.
Yeah, nothing at all. I mean, he obviously did X in that trilogy.
He did X, which is great, and then he did Peril, which was perfect, and then he did Maxine and Shut the Bed.
Yeah, which I still haven't seen.
He was like this close to the end of the marathon, and then he fell, broke his leg, shit his pants, and then cried until an ambulance came.
The Sacrament is the other thing he's done I want to watch.
What's the Sacrament? Run me through it. I've maybe seen it.
It's a found footage cult compound movie where the nice guy from No Country for Old Men from the gas station plays the cult leader.
He did make Cabin Fever 2, also known as the best Cabin Fever movie, and people can eat
Oh,
that.
maybe we should do a Ty West month at some point.
You could do a full month of just Cabin Fever.
Ty Wednesday, and then we just release it on Wednesdays.
No,
Okay.
I'd just rather not. Because then Joe, we're doing movies that I mostly dislike, aside from 2 that I really like, and 1 that I'm okay with.
My favorite Ty West movie is not even a horror movie. I like In the Valley of Violence, but that's a Western.
But I feel like Ty West isn't that interesting.
Not really, no. That I don't even think is a great movie. I just like the cast.
Like Peril, I think's perfect, but then it's like, well, how much of that was Mia Goth's film?
A lot.
And then X,
Genuinely.
X I like, but X is just like, we'll just do every trope. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, X was, let's reverse the role that sexuality has in a horror movie. Like,
Yeah, but how
instead of
many?
it being the suppressed thing, it's the most present sense in the movie.
Yeah, but I 100% I could find you at least 100 sleazy softcore porn slasher movies in the 70s that do the exact same thing.
Oh, for sure. But it did it really well. I'm not saying
It
it's
did it.
unique,
It
but
did it
it's
okay. It did it well enough. I
yeah,
think
yeah.
maybe
No, you're right. It's not an amazing movie, but for that specifically, for flipping that vibe on its head, I felt like it did a good job of exploring just the not exploring, but sort of presenting the ideas of shame pretty well.
I think maybe my problem with X is I don't think it looks 70s enough. I think it looks too modern.
It does look modern. It doesn't look vintage kind of at all.
I don't think it's recorded on film. It's using modern cameras. It's using modern camera techniques. It's
That
just them
doesn't
saying,
help.
"Oh, it's the 70s, and we do a lot of cocaine." And that's it.
Great.
I also think the cast look like, say you see people like Timothy Chalamet couldn't do a period piece because he has like iPhone face.
Yeah.
Mia Goth can definitely do 70s. Kid Cudi and Jenna Ortega cannot do 70s. Jenna Ortega specifically cannot do 70s. She looks like she's
Yeah,
from
not
the
really.
2020s. I
No.
can't even think, has she done anything that's not modern? Even Wednesday, I think, is a modern version of Adam's Family.
She could play someone in the 90s. You know,
Could
like
she?
more recent, but not anyone that dresses super differently.
What would I, if I was going to put Jenna Ortega in a role? Honestly, I think I would just wait till she's like 40 and make her his mum. I think she
You
could
know
do a
who
good
I'm
mum.
you know who I'm really excited to see as an older actor, like above 38?
This is a strange conversation, but go ahead. Who are
Tom
you waiting?
Holland.
I think Tom Holland's going to fade away by the time he's like 35.
No, that's the thing. I want Tom, maybe even older than 40. I want Tom Holland to fade away and then come back as a Ben Mendelsohn type.
No, no, I don't see it. I feel like he's just going to get his bag and dip.
Interesting. I feel like he seems to like acting enough that because he does some weird roles that he wouldn't do if they were just for the money. They are well paid roles, so I can see that. But I like to imagine a world where he's using that energy when he's way older and doesn't look nearly as good, I guess.
And I see you seem to have hope he's got this Robert Pattinson energy. I don't think he's got the Robert Pattinson energy.
Interesting. Okay.
I think
Yeah.
who played the android in Alien Romulus? I think his name's David something.
With David Johnson.
David Johnson. I feel like he's kind of floundering with movie roles at the moment. I think see when he's an old man, he's gonna fucking pull through some fire shit.
True. Yeah.
Robert Pattinson when he's an old man, oh he's fucking bringing in every single
Yeah, he's
film
gonna
he's in.
slam that shit. That's true.
He's doing it right now, but oh my, I feel like see when he has that little wise look in his eyes. Oh, he's gonna smoke him.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson when he's Mads Mikkelsen's age.
Oh
Cool.
fuck yeah, we just do Mads Mikkelsen's role surely.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, Joe would be an insane cat. I feel like Robert Pattinson could pull off Hannibal Lecter so well.
I
Is it
see
like a
that.
young Hannibal Lecter?
Yeah.
Give him like the Ted Bundy, like he's attractive, so people are more likely to trust him vibe. Whoa.
I'd watch that.
I would watch anything with Robert Pattinson in it, to be fair. I feel like he's,
Have you seen The
aside from
Rover?
Twilight, The Rover.
Yeah.
That's not the movie about the big kaiju car, is it?
Kaiju car. I don't think so.
What the fuck's
The Rover, it's an Australian movie about Guy Pearce. It's like a Mad Max wasteland, and he runs into Robert Pattinson, and someone steals his car, so they're gonna go get his car back.
So, dude, where's my car? But serious.
Very serious, yeah, and like he's got a gun.
Man, where is my motor vehicle?
Man, where's my fucking car?
Where's my fucking truck?
Scoop McNairy's in it also. Also, Robert Pattinson plays an interesting character in that.
I think. See, this is the part where we just start mumbling about random shit.
Yeah, alright. Should we just close it out? If you want to reach us, you can email us at theuncannyvalleypod@gmail.com. You can follow us at the Uncanny Valley Podcast on Instagram. Have a good night.